Hello guys and welcome back, because we are once here making another polymer clay figurine, or finishing off or getting on with more of this polymer clay thing me making. If you missed last week and you didn't check out this one here, this is Blue Angel, and we made some wings, we made some clothing, and all of the painting was done here live. I have recorded that on the PS4, so that one will be available in better format, as I know this camera's not great. But if you're new to the channel and you don't know where you are and who I am, my name is Blut084, BLUT084 Art and Games. And hello, Abigail Jackson is in the comments as always, and hopefully she'll be leave some comments in the comments to say hi there and all things. And yeah, we're going to be getting on with this one. If you don't know who this is mourningskate. Again, it's really... Oh, this is mourningskate. There you go. You can kind of see what we're going on there. I made him and put all his clothes on yesterday. I made the core and we made a core out of tin foil, as you can see a little bit left here. I'm going to make some hands for this one at some point. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure. But we definitely need to get his wings on, as we've got him in his form of standing with his skateboard. As my son asked me to make a figurine for him out of polymer clay, as I always do. I like to make things out of polymer clay. I like to draw, generally, I like to draw things, and then I'll make them out of polymer clay, and then I'll go into VR and make them in VR, or sculpt them in VR. If you haven't seen anything like that before, go and check out the All VR Created playlist. But if you want to find out anything that I've made in the previous times, that can be stuff I've made with magnets. And there's this fella here. He's completely moldable and stuff like that. Not moldable, sorry, completely buildable. And if you want something like that, you can let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you want something like this, definitely let me in the comments. I've got to finish this one off. This one I'm aiming to finish this week, but only the sculpture part of it. The painting will be next week, as you saw me paint that last week. And yeah, we're going to be getting on and making some wings, very similar to these wings that you can see here, but not quite sure on how to form the wings on this one, because I had to give him a little tail yesterday, because I thought that's going to help support the whole sculpture. He generally will stand up anyway with that skateboard. I mean, if I remove that skateboard, he will fall over. So that is his support for now. Hopefully I can lean the wings on there as well, but the tail, if I'm going to put the wings, I'm thinking of having them more folded, as or maybe one out and one folded, depending on how the weighting issue is going to be, because it is pretty much leaning on that skateboard and only holding by the little wheels down here. But it seems to be working out really, really well. I mean, it didn't even fall over in the oven. I did prop it up, and obviously when I used put the skateboard in, and that sort of happened to the skateboard. So this is sort of what I'll use now if I ever make any more. These are tech decks. If you don't know what tech decks are, then you're not very old. But then if you are really young, you probably know what a tech deck is. But a tech deck is basically a little skateboard. When skateboarding really kicked off in US and England and things like that, you basically just go and do tricks with them. I've never known how to do a trick with them. They're absolutely floating around my house. I've got absolutely loads of these. So if you want something made of your own design, or another one like this, with a skateboard part of it, then let me know in the comment section. I have had somebody ask me already for a personal design thing, which I will tell you later in later streams about that one, as I'm going to be doing a whole stream on drawing, making, and creating for him there. But that is for a later project. That will probably be next month or the month after. I'm not sure where I'm going to be getting around, because I've got lots of things going on in the next couple of weeks. And the next month and things, there's certain things going on. So we'll see how things work out. If I'm not available and I'm not doing the live things, I will be uploading these for the PS4. As you know, guys, I am recording on the PS4 here, as well as doing this, because I know this camera is not the greatest, and this will the PS4 camera is a lot it's better quality. The only quality you don't get is the sound. The sound is a little bit, well, the music in the background. But we're not going to be listening to music today. We're going to be listening to the comic that we've been listening to for the past series of this. We're going to be listening to more Robin, but as we've started like an hour long, maybe a couple hours on, hour and 42 minutes from the comic historian, the Super Sons. If you don't know who comic historian is, definitely go and check them out. They are blooming awesome. Yeah, I mean, any comic you can think of, from DC to Marvel, and even Action Comics, if they're still going. If you want to listen to those, you can. I will definitely go and check them out. But we're going to listen to the Super Sons today in the background. So sort of when I go dead air, I don't want dead air. So when I say dead air, when I'm not talking, I don't want that complete silence. So let's move things out of the way and get my plastic sheet, because you're going to need a plastic sheet. If you ever use polymer clay, don't put it on the wooden table, because the wooden table will soak in the clay and it's hard to get it off again once it's done that. So you don't want to be doing that. So always get yourself a plastic sheet. You don't have to have a great plastic sheet like I've got here. You can have any size. You can have I know you can get kids playmats. This is what this is. This is actually a playmat that my son used to use for painting and being a kid and being messy. So that's kind of what I use it for now. I think it's a little bit apt, as we're going to be making his creation today. Again, this creation is called Mourningskate. Let's move the camera down a bit. This creation is called Mourningskate, whereas the other winged creation you saw there was Blute. My personal OC, I'm going to take my rings off because I just realised it's still on. And there, hands can't really function properly if I've got my rings on, especially from moulding clay. But yeah, I'm going to be making some wings. I need to make an armature and get the idea of where the wings are roughly going to be and what kind of shape they're going to be. Again, they're going to be quite weighted. I don't think I might not have time to do feathers today. So what I'm going to probably do is just do the wings and put the wings out and put them in a nice shape and shape them and then bake them tonight when I make my tea, as always. And then I'll come back tomorrow, make the hands, and then put the feathers on there. I'll ask my son, because he was the one that asked for him to be wearing a, to lift you up again, for him to be wearing a jacket, open jacket, which you can't see. You can't see at all. He's wearing an open jacket and a pair of jeans and things. My son asked for that. And if you don't know who Mourningskate, here's my little wingman, because when I play Minecraft and things on Mixer, he's generally there in the background, all playing beside me. He has his own YouTube channel as well as his own Mixer channel, but as you know, guys, Mixer is going to be shutting down soon. I don't know if I should go over to Twitch. Let me know what you think about that for going over to Twitch. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know at all. But let's get some more clay, because I definitely need a bit more clay, because that's not going to be enough. But I don't need clay first, dum-dum. I need to make some armature for the wings. As you know, every time I use tin foil, if I'm cooking with it, I always keep it back, because I like to reuse what I've used before. And I've got to move this camera a little bit more. There we go. I try and reuse everything that I've used before. And just keep using it and using it. I don't re-cook with it because it's a bit minging, but I always use it for the polymer clay cores and pieces that I'm going to be doing. So let's roll this up into a nice sausage or a stick sort of shape. So we've got an idea of what we can do with the wings. Like so. Like that. Get it nice and thin. You don't want it actually, do we want it thin or do we want it thick? They have to be kind of chunky-ish to have it on. So it's like you got your sausage and you give it a little bend, because every wing you would have ever seen will always have a little bend in there, because that's the bend that folds out so the wing can flap and fly and start and so on and so on. So always put a little peak or a V in there, like so, and then we'll sort of get the idea where the wing's going to be. Wing is roughly mid-back, so it'll be something like maybe something like that. Let's do another one so I get the idea of what the other one's going to look like as well. Oh, I don't need to because there's always some here. Beautiful. All right, that's going to be too much. And again, is this one too much? Let's see what the wing, let's put the bend in the wing. Before. A little bit more to here to the actual bend of it. So that one's a bit too big. That one there is it's just a bit too big. So I'm going to kind of go with that kind of size because that one will sort of fold underneath. Maybe like that, and then maybe his wing like that. I don't know. I should have put this the hood up I did yesterday for that yesterday. Oh, Mr. Pineapple. Nah, I've just been talking about you a little bit. I haven't told anybody what's going on because I'm going to keep that secret for next month or the month after. Probably, well, we'll have a few chats about that. But hey, bud, how you doing? Just trying to figure out which way I want the wings to be. I kind of want them to be like that, but I don't know how to have them, really. I could have them so they're folded back, like that. So it's more weighted on the back as well. Let's cut that to... Let's cut this to shape. Where's my scissors? Scissors, where be you? There you are. Scissors. All right, there's the bend. There's the thing. Let's get it all straight. Give him a snip. I don't want this one to have huge wings because he's a younger character. And I always think that the younger characters have smaller wings. The younger characters always have smaller wings because they're still growing up and growing into their wings, maybe. I don't know. But that's generally how I do. It's what my mindset is when I think of younger characters. I mean, this character is actually a lot taller than the main character, but that is because I've made the core itself. Oh, you're talking there in the chat. Okay. Chop that off a bit. Do the same length. There we go. Get rid of that. And I give it a little bend here. Back part of the wing be shorter, I think. We've got two wings or two wing frames, so be sort of that's kind of what I'm going for. And to do it on the back again. Now I've got two. I can just sort of put it in place. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. And that doesn't look too bad. There's two wings just hanging down on the side there. We're going to be making. I don't think I've got time to do the hands and the feathers today. So what I'll probably do is do that again tomorrow. Because normally I would only do things up to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on the artworks, but I don't really know what I'm going to be posting tomorrow. So I think I might come back and do some more of this in the morning. And I am a little bit later today. So Western Wednesdays will be again this evening, but I've got to have my tea and all that first. Let's get some more clay, like I said. And we'll cover those wings like we've done in past. Or shall I cover these wings? No, I'll flatten it all out. I'll flatten it all out and then fold it over like I did in previous creation. Just cut a little bit off. Again, children, if you're young viewers and you're watching, make sure you get your adults' permission before using knives because I don't want to get in trouble for you cutting yourself. Sorry if you can hear anything in the background. That's another reason why I'm a little bit later today because there's a load of noise. As always, that means drilling, cutting, doing something in the garden. It's like they know. It's like they know. All right, let's soften this up a little bit. Nice and easy. If you don't know what clay I'm using, this is polymer clay, and it's the Fimo. The best, cheapest, softest stuff to use if you are a beginner. There are better quality stuff, but I always use Fimo Soft just for the quickness. And I don't have to put them through. I don't have to put it through a pasta maker to soften it up or add any oil to it or anything like that. This is pre-mixed, pre-ready, and it's always soft. That's nice and soft. See how quickly that went soft. It's fairly warm in here today, so I don't know if that's going to affect anything. Hopefully it won't. But while I chat and while I faff around with this and make it soft and make it flat, I'm going to put on the comic in the background. Leave some comments as you come in because I'll answer them as they come in. But until then, listen to the Super Sons from DC.
Playing for me, SMT 110.
That's nice, Alexa.
Robin himself. He sneaks into the Batcave, where the two of them find each other. But since it's a surprise, Robin responds properly, throwing Superboy into the giant penny. He turns around shouting, "Intruder!" throwing his batarangs at Superboy, which all land in the penny as Superboy is yelling back, "It's me, you idiot! Stop throwing stuff at me!" Robin walks over, pointing his finger into Superboy's head. "You could be an escaped Amazo clone that we missed." And Superboy slaps his hand away. "Cut it out! It's me!" As they walk around, Superboy explains that he's just tired of everything. They're forcing him to move, they're punishing him, and they're yelling at him. And Robin tells him, "You're wasting your potential. You should be embracing the change instead of moping around the Batcave." They go back and forth about Batman and Superman and who's better and who was crying last time they hung out. John says that it was Robin, which ends with Robin looking Superboy in the face. "We are not friends. Why are you here?" And John makes a fist. "I never said we were." Robin slaps his fist away, so Superboy throws him across the room. Robin fires a grappling hook, so Superboy leaps into the air to meet him. Robin then throws dozens of batarangs, which all bounce off of Superboy as he goes in to hit Robin. Except Robin, he's a trained assassin, and he kicks John in the face.
Just pausing that there quickly. I know you guys are leaving emojis in on the stream today. Be careful how many you put in. Try and only put one in if you can, because there is a problem with comments. I don't know if it's still going on, but what happens is you'll put an emoji in and the algorithm on the YouTube tends to block people. So careful how many emojis you put in. One's fine, but if you put another one and another one and another one, it may pick you up and go, "Oh, you're a spammer. Let's stop you from being able to spam this person." So yeah, welcome and keep those comments coming in while I flatten this polymer clay out.
John grabs him and throws him down, but Robin catches himself. Then when he looks back, John has a giant computer thingy, and he hurls it at Robin. Then he lands, kicking Robin in the face, so Robin grabbingly hooks away as explosions go off all over the Batcave. John takes a swing, and Robin leaps over it as they go in for the final hit. And that's what Alfred calls out, "What's going on?" John runs off to hide where Damian pointed, and Alfred walks down with 2 plates. He looks around, only seeing Damian, and then simply, without pause, says, "I cannot believe my life has come to a place where I have to say this." He looks at the dinosaur statue that Batman has, and it has a red cape.
Has a red cape. He does. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we've got the wings. Nice and flat. This is roughly, I would say, a crepe or an English pancakes. About the same thickness as that. Can't really tell you the thickness because I'm not going to measure it. But you'll know if you make your own that that it's about a crepe, about thin as a pancake, an English pancake, whereas American pancakes quite thick. This is quite thin. Hopefully you can see how thin that is. But just a bit thicker than a art piece of paper. Just about that. To get a kind of reference on that. We'll put them out. Put the wings in place. See what they look like together. Always leave a little bit excess because you can cut it away or you can use it to wrap around. And I might need, which way did I say his wings are going to be? Like so. Hang on, let's get this in the right place. About that I said. So I don't want too much. Maybe his wings could be folding up like that. Roughly that size. I might just have enough, but I don't think I do. So what I'll do is I'll do one wing at a time. I want the larger piece to be dangling, whereas the smaller piece. So this will be the piece that lands on his back to this piece, where it's a little bit longer to dangle. or where the wing will begin to stop. I have to do one wing at a time. So cut it to shape. I really don't want to cut this like this, but we'll cut this so. Get rid of the excess. What normally I do is use the excess for feathers, but today, again, I don't think I've got time to do the feathers, so I'll do them tomorrow. If you know how I do feathers, you would have seen me in the previous one, making feathers. Just cutting off all the excess here. Can you hear that drill in the background? Because it's starting to bug me. Or it's like a saw. So it's like as soon as I start the stream, turn this shit on, do my stuff on. Right, so that's a quite small wing, really. Well, that's okay. Like I said, small wing for a smaller character or a younger character. You can't hear nothing in the background, that's good. So I'm just going to wrap all that excess over the top, like so, that I left. I left it on purpose. I'm going to grab a little bit more, flatten this out a little bit. Can't hear it, that's good. I'm going to put that in there because you want this to be fairly solid. You want this wing to be fairly solid as you do it. Okay, it doesn't really matter how it looks because I'm going to be... Shut up outside. God. You don't want this to be too flimsy, but you want it to be light. You do not want it to be heavy. So now I've got my triangle type piece. I'm going to cut that off there. Actually, no, I'm going to stick that there actually. Because I've got something to join on. Now I'll start shaping the wings a little. Lift that up so I can get a shape out of it. Start molding it, shaping it more like a wing. And there we are. Little wing. I'll go on its back like so, which you can't see. I'll go on its back like so. And then maybe fold it there. I'll have to put some armature on the back as well a little bit. But that'll be in a minute. Let's just pop him over this side again. That's the size I want. I'm going to do the process again. So you can listen to more. You don't either? That's awesome. Cool. Then I don't have to worry about that sound in the background. I always worry about that because there's always some sort of noise, somebody cutting grass or somebody sawing something with a bloody thing. But anyway, you can listen to more of this while I carry on and do another wing.
Hanging out of it. Please step out of the dinosaur's buttocks. Both John and Robin sit down to eat their meal. Alfred asks Jonathan why he's joined them. Damien leans back in his chair. Oh, he came to complain. Which leads to John snapping, shut up! And Damien telling him, no, you shut up! Alfred explains that he watched their fathers go from being enemies fighting over the stupidest things to eventually becoming trusted allies and then friends. There's nothing better in this world than a friend who's gone through what you've gone through. John simply says that he just really doesn't want to move away from Hamilton County. Cities stink. You can't be afraid of change. It's going to happen no matter what. And that's when Batman and Superman arrive. John demands to know where they were, and Robin calls it out. Diabolical! You were listening in on our conversations! So John looks at his dad asking the question, is it true? Were you and Batman arguing all the time? Well, that was before Damien's dad and I discovered how much we could relate, son. Batman chimes in, like looking after children who just trying to pummel each other. And Damien chimes in, and I'm sure you weren't the least bit curious as to who would win. Superman grabs a piece of bread while Batman pours himself a drink. Who do you think would win if we fought, Bruce? Me. But I'm stronger, and I can fly. Me. I think your cowl's too tight, Batman. Superman turns back to his son. I'm sorry, son, but you're moving to Metropolis with us. There's no way around that. Yeah, but I don't have to like it. No, you're right. You don't. But your mother and I were talking, and we've decided that if you are going to be a part of this superhero world, you need to be able to protect yourself from it. He places his hands on the shoulders of both boys. So we thought that you could train and have your adventures with someone similar to your age. Both boys get super excited, and they run off as Superman turns back to Bruce. I just need to sell Lois on that. Good luck, Kent. With smirks that imply trouble, John asks Damien what he wants to do now. And as they left, Damien tells him, Remember what I said when we fought Kid Amazo? Ask for forgiveness, not permission. The mud of a dead multiverse, crafted and shaped into a quasi-life by my slowly decaying hands. Hands that until now have only known arthritic failure time and again. This earthen gift from another. Counter me. This is my rebirth. A new life's work. When my time passes, I will never be remembered. But my life's work, they will never be forgotten. And in front of us is an elderly man who just shaped together various beings into life. But over in Metropolis, Lois asks her son John, "Do you have your cell phone, John?" "Yes, Mom. I already told you like 100 times. Don't get short with me or I'll turn your super button right around. Remember, be back by 10 p.m. on the dot." "Come on, it's Friday. Damien's dad lets him stay out all night." That's when Superman jumps in as he's eating his ice cream. Damien's dad dresses like a bat and gets hit in the head 28 times every night. Not the best argument there. Lois walks over with Damien's packed snack and kisses him on the head. "Aw, fair point, Dad." So he puts the snack into his pocket and he fist bumps his dad before heading off on his first superhero night of adventuring. Up on the rooftops, he runs over to a perched and waiting Damien. "Sorry I'm late again, Robin. My mom washed my costume, but she put it in with the PJs, so I had..." And as he gets closer, Damien puts up his finger over John's lips, stomping him. "Let's talk. You're a soldier and you're on duty. This is our uniform, not a costume." And with that, they leap off of the building. "Your training begins now." "Training? Who said you were training me?" They make their way to a street where a man is jaywalking, and Damien grabs him by the shirt. "Jaywalking is where it starts. Next thing you know, you're going to be knocking over liquor stores in Gotham Heights and working for pennies for scuds like Two-Face." And while Damien is striking fear into the hearts of a middle-aged, overweight dog walker, John is petting the dog. "Sorry about my friend. He's a bit wound up tight. Stick to the corners and keep your dog safe, mister." And as he leaves, John asks him, "Are you nuts? I'm teaching you what it takes to bring justice to your streets." And now John is irritated. Let's get one thing straight. My city already has justice. It's Metropolis, not Gotham. And you're not training me. We're having fun and we're helping people. Damien fires a grappling hook into the sky. "There is no fun. This is why you need to be trained. And say what you want, but that guy is never going to jaywalk again." As they continue on, stopping purse snatchers and saving cats from trees. They even change an old woman's tire. The night ends, and Damien notices that his team, the Teen Titans, aren't answering their comms. John kind of ignores him, looking out over the city. "Sounds super important if they're ignoring you." "Yeah, well, they're young and raw. I'm working with them, just like I am with you. Maybe one day you could join the Titans." And as John reaches over at the weird green cat, he tells Damien, "Yeah, with you in command, it sounds like a thrill a minute." And that's what the cat informs him. "Aw, you don't know the Teen Titans, super kid. It beats being Robin's assistant." And of course, John jumps up from the green talking cat. He morphs back into Beast Boy, and that's when the rest of the Teen Titans arrive. Aqualad, Starfire, and Raven. If you're wondering where Kid Flash is, he was kicked off the team by Robin during the Lazarus contract. We'll link that down below. They quickly round up Robin and head off on a mission, and Robin leaves John to find his way home. John longingly looks as Damien walks over to his team and begins to spout off all of the readings and orders to them. They all begin to load up into their jet, and John just stares. That's when Starfire asks, "Does your friend want to join us, Robin?" Robin coldly tells him, "No, this is Titan's business." They literally leave John in the dust as the jet kicks it all up and flies off. Starfire continues though, "I'm just saying, it's a bit weird that you did not ask your friend to join us." "Seriously, Starfire, which word in Teen Titans are you struggling with?" "He's 10. Raven tells them that she found the readings of where these weird signals are coming from, and they head over to the building on the radar. Landing, they all walk out, and Robin begins to spout out orders, and once again, Beast Boy informs him, "You gotta work this stuff out with us ahead of time. We don't know what you're saying." Back in Metropolis, John is leaping and bounding his way back to his apartment his family lives in, since he can't fly yet. He walks into the apartment and Lois tells him that she's proud of him for returning a minute early. Superman has gone off to a Justice League meet, and she's going off to the Daily Planet. A state senator got arrested selling drugs. She then looks at her son, and the Metro News had some postings about some colorfully dressed boys stopping to save a cat and help people around the city. "You know anything about it, John?" John sadly tells her, "They're uniforms, not costumes, Mom." She still smiles, leaving the house proud of her little boy. And John, well, now he's feeling left out as he lounges on the couch watching television. Is he a hero? Or is he just a costumed little boy running around the town? Back with the Teen Titans, things begin to ramp up rather quickly because as Raven is tracking the source, a hand bursts through the wall and grabbing her face. And then what?
Ooh, grabbing her face, I'll leave you on that. Okay, there we go. We got hang on, the car outside. We've done some wings here. Got them ready. We're just going to stick them on now and get them in the right place. I'm going to have to use some sort of armature to keep them steady when I bake them, because what happens with the previous wings, they start to droop because they're quite heavy. Once they're hard and once they've gone hard in the oven, they are completely, they will not mold, they will not move. They're completely, I mean, you can wiggle them a little bit. I wouldn't wiggle them too much because you can snap them off. But yeah, everything is hard and ready to be painted and played with and put in where you want to put it. Obviously, I wouldn't play with it like an action figure, but I'm pretty sure I could make this thing I'm making here into an action figure in some way. Maybe if I use magnets in the right proper way, I could make it so it's movable like this here. But that's down later dates. We'll see about that in another video. We need to put these wings on. So let's grab everything and move him here. It's got a lot smaller wings, but that was the plan, because the skateboard is more the actual what's the word I'm looking for? I don't quite know. There you go. That's kind of the way I want the wings to be. So we'll put a little bit of clay, no more than probably that much, probably do, just to stick on the back, like a backpack, but not a backpack. There's another reason why I baked this pre-doing anything else to it, because now I can just sort of just touch that bit, and if I was touching the front here, this would start to deform, this would start molding into it because it's already, because the clay is quite soft, and it will just become the same thing, get in there, and start falling over. Now we'll put his wings on, sort of stick them in the right place, just so I can see what they're like on. And like that. Because I got a limit of what I can actually bend this into, but because it's bendable, ooh, actually it doesn't look too bad. There you go. Set of wings is on there. It doesn't look like it's going to move too much as well, which is really good. But I will need to hold them up a little bit with something, because I know as soon as I start melting, as soon as I start baking that, they'll start to move. But I think they'll be fine for now. I think we've just about enough time to make some hands as well. They're only at 33 minutes. I aim for about an hour each time I stream, because that's as long as I can record on the PS4 at a time. Making sure everything's good. Mold it in like so. Like that. God, light, go away, light. There we are. You see what I mean? He's got a set of wings now. We need to do his hands. That's pretty much all that's left to do. I'm not going to give him a hat or anything, because he's got a hood. Show the other camera there. But yeah, let's pop him down. And he's not over heavy. That's one thing I was worried that it would happen. He'd become too heavy on the skateboard. But that is really a good, really good idea by my son about the skateboard, putting it in that position, because it's really good stand. I didn't think it would work out as well as it has, but it's worked out really well. I thought I'd need something on the back for the tail, but the tail's like almost equaling out the weight. I'm going to make feathers tomorrow, because I need to bake that before I can actually put feathers on there. I'll ask my wingman, whether he wants feathers on it or not. But I do need to make hands, so let's make some hands. I don't like making hands, so bear with me while I make hands. This is how I make hands. I ball up a bit, I get a bit, roughly, how much am I going to need? About that much. Ball up a bit, for about the right shape. Flatten out a little bit, so it's like, what would you call that shape? Bad oval, I don't know, whatever. Bit chunky. Going to cut that. We'll then cut where his thumb is, where his finger is. Should I give him 3 fingers or should I give him 4? I'm going to give him 3 fingers, I think. So, you got something like that there. That there. My God, there's so much light. Yeah, something like that. Look at his thumb. I'm making quite chunky hands, I think. Maybe chunky hands. I don't know. Just peek it a little bit, pinch it a little bit, make sausages. Stewie. That's a name I can't pronounce. Yeah, what are you saying in the comments? It's me, that the guy that said you're boring or something like that. Okay, if you think I'm boring, it's completely your professional. If you're not into doing artwork, buddy. Hopefully I'm not too boring. You've missed a bit of the comic. That would have probably piqued your interest there. Making hands at the moment. We've done the wing part. You've missed that. But if whatever you missed, bud, you can always watch back at a later date. And I'm also recording it on the PS4 for a better quality. So I know this camera's not the best and you can't really see all the good shots. But yeah, I'll be... Oh, you changed your mind. I'm really cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for those likes as well, guys. All right, so we'll put his hand on. Because he's already got something there to show where his hand's going to be, I'm going to use that as the armature piece. Put that down underneath for the thumb. Where's my thing going off? My phone's going off. But yeah, we'll put that down. So he's holding it. The thumb on top. Oh, sorry. Yeah, thumb on top, and then the hand grabbing underneath. I'm still using that piece of the armature I made out of tin foil. It's still gripping it, so we'll use that as well to my advantage. What I'm going to try and do is connect those 2 pieces together on the bottom there. Just with a thin piece. With a thin piece there. And I'll do the same in a minute with the hand for the other side. Just stick that underneath. Like so it's all joined. If you guys are texting me, I can't actually look at it at the moment. Maybe it's just the notifications from TikTok. If you're not a TikTok fan already, definitely go over there. But if you're American, I hear that it's going to be shutting down soon for you guys, which is kind of crap because a lot of the best TikTok stars are from America. So I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe it's because they're unhappy that the people are having fun in their country. Who knows? Okay, so that hand's on. I'm going to matter too much because I'm going to paint it. But I just want it to be covered so when I do paint it, grabbing, make sure, give it a look. Yeah, that looks good. His hand's grabbing there. Let's make another one. You can listen to some more of the comic in the background because somebody's about to rev the car. And I get to faff around with this for a second. Thank you very much.
Knock out 2 of the villains. I'm Adam Smasher, and he's Chunny All. And we're here to beat you, Titans, so please make it easy on yourselves. Robin slides back behind the fight. Beast Boy, something big! Beast Boy grows into a giant gorilla. Starfire calls out to Aqualad to use his hydrokinesis, and his arms begin to swirl with water and he launches at Chun-Li. Except he throws it back at the both of them, knocking them out in one fell swoop. Atom Smasher jumps over Robin, landing on Beast Boy's face, taking him down. And then as Robin lands on his feet, he turns to see the third villain. Your team is strong, Robin, but new. That's why we wanted to catch you unexpected, because the Time Commander doesn't have time for a long, drawn-out fight. You read my mind. I was thinking the same thing. And with that, he throws some batarangs. But the Time Commander turns them to dust as they get close. And then he asks Chunyal to grab him. As Robin is struggling, the Time Commander walks over and works his magic over on Robin. Which brings us back to the apartment of Superman. John has fallen asleep on the couch with drool falling from his lips and a half-eaten bag of potato chips in his lap. That's when he hears, John, wake up! He gets up rubbing his eyes. Dad, is that you? And a weird, older voice says, are you crazy? And then John walks outside to see a very old Damian and an unconscious Teen Titans team. Do I look like your dad? John has everyone come inside and he gives them water as they begin to wake up. Beast Boy turns into a hummingbird and asks John where the elderly leader of the team is now. So John explains the bathroom. Again? An Aqualad fills them in. You've seen those old people in the commercials, right? John goes over knocking on the door to the bathroom. Damien, you okay? He hears nothing, and then he presses his head against the door. That's when he hears the flush, and the door opens. John plugs his nose as Damien tells him, not a word. Titans, it's time to go! But as he's about to go, he turns around and goes back in the restroom. Not a word. And he slams the door shut. John walks into the kitchen telling everyone that Robin will be a minute, but the Teen Titans inform him that he's going with them this time to help his friends. John bites his lip, trying hard not to smile. And then he remembers what his father told him. And he remembers exactly what he said. Remember what we are helping folks for, buddy. Good people, get involved. And then he looks at Raven. Okay, I'll go. Robin walks into the room. He said, Titans, let's go. John looks back. You really don't care, Robin? I'm too old to care. Let's go. So Beast Boy turns to John. You want to do the honors? Titans! But before he can finish the battle cry, Robin pushes him aside. I may be old, but I'm not retired. Titans! And then he forgets the last word. So John smiles and whispers it in his ear. Together. Together! So who is this villain then? Made these individuals from mud? Why, he's the most magnificent magician of them all. Crackalo. He was granted these powers by himself. The other version claimed to be a centuries-old version from another reality. He gave Cracklo the ultimate gift, real magic. With this clay, he can create anything. In Cracklow's mind, there were images of forgotten villains that he can create in this world. And from here, Cracklo would become a legend. Win or lose, the name Cracklo would be on the lips of everyone, so he would never be forgotten.
Going to pause that there because I'm kind of done. For today, anyway. I have to do a little bit extra on the wings here, but we're pretty much there. We are pretty much there. I've got to do is bake this now, get this ready, so I can put the wing feathers on the wings like I did for this character here. I'm making some feathers like there, but we will be doing. I have to do them separately. I have to bake this first, bake it in the oven because it's polymer clay, and when you bake it, it will go completely hard, like all of the rest of the pieces that I've done. Done the armature, then the clothing, did the hands, and we've done the wings today. Tomorrow we'll be doing feathers. Next week we'll be painting it. So guys, if you have enjoyed yourself, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to give you actually no, I'm not. I'm going to give you a zoom in. I'll let the camera there zoom in and let that. I'll give that PS4 camera a turn. You can see the full thing there. See what I'm talking about. The wings are working out really well. They aren't too heavy, and that skateboard, man. If I was to remove that, the whole thing would fall over. Really chuffed. My son said to me to use this skateboard. I've got blooming loads of tech decks, guys. So I might go around and make a whole series of little tech deck dudes to go with these things, because I've got freaking loads of them all around my house. Never played with them, never had them, and even my son. So, but yeah, let's give you a quick zoom in on what I've done today. There's a skateboard in the hand. You can see the hand there properly. He's holding on to the skateboard. Same with the other hand down there. He's just leaning on his knee and his wings. And I've just noticed I need to put a little pointer in his eye. Maybe I can have a scratched up eye. But there we are. There's a good look around what he looks like on the back there. Now I connected the wings. Other than that, guys, he's pretty much there. He's pretty much done. all that needs to go on is the feathers, like I showed you. But I need a bacon first, so that's what I'm going to do next. And yeah, guys, I know a couple of you are